That's right. There were several Mormon missionaries here as well, handing out copies of the Book of Mormon and sharing information with the audience about their church.
You want Book of Mormon? Read it after?
Standing by the entrance to the Soroyan and catching the crowd as they walked to the theater, 4 Mormon missionaries handed out copies of the Book of Mormon at the performance of the Book of Mormon.
We just want to know that, or want them to know that we're available, and we'd be very interested in talking to them if they'd like to understand what the real Book of Mormon is about.
The musical is about 2 Mormon missionaries who traveled to Uganda to spread the word of the Book of Mormon, but only one of them has read it, and they struggle to connect with the locals. It was written by the creators of South Park. Some Mormons have condemned it, but others want to see it, like Nettie and Lee Benz of Course Gold.
We should enjoy it. Of course, we know all missionaries, friends of ours, and that have been on mission, so we ought to get a kick out of it.
Lee said other members of his church plan to see the performance.
I think it's a good deal. Yeah, it's really nice that they do it. Get her name out a little bit.
Diane Leahy was raised Mormon, and she's curious to see how the church is portrayed.
Oh, yes, absolutely. But I also like the writers of South Park. And so, and it's a Tony Award-winning play. I mean, how can you not want to see that?
The opening performance was close to a sellout, proving there is an audience for the show in Fresno and support thousands of miles away for the lights of Broadway. And the Mormon Church took out several ads in tonight's playbill, including this one that says, "The book is always better." The Book of Mormon will be here at the Soroyan in Fresno through July 19th. We are live in downtown Fresno. Catherine Hurst, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
As you can see from the massive plume of smoke, the rough fire is not easing up. We speak to residents who are preparing to evacuate.
Raquel.
Ken, well, the fire is huge, as you can see, and I can feel the radiant heat from here. As you mentioned, the fire started at 8:24 this evening. No injuries have been reported for the size of this fire. Take a look at it. Now, the cause is unknown, but investigators are working on determining how it started. Now, workers here noticed the fire on a metal awning. The workers are the ones who reported it and called 911. There were about 40 workers here, and they have been evacuated, although some are still here on scene. Now, this is the Visalia Citrus Packing Group, which is also a facility of Sunkist. Now, the damage is significant, estimated about $1 million. The fire chief tells us that 1 million cartons were damaged. Now, those cartons were empty, and 2,000 wood pallets also were damaged. Right now, we have 50 fire personnel on scene, and those are responding from CAL FIRE, Tulare County, and the Wood Lake Fire District. Now, right now, firefighters have some sort of control over this fire, but it is far from being contained. Chief Anthony Perez with the Wood Lake Fire District says they are trying to protect the exposures at this hour.
We had an exposure to the packing house, to additional orange bins, to more wood pallets. So majority of our equipment is on the west side of the fire, there to protect all the exposures.
Now, there are some other exposures up ahead. Right above me, there are some power lines, but those aren't in any danger right now. Investigators are trying to determine how this all started, and firefighters say they are expected to be here through the night up until 8 tomorrow morning. Reporting live in Wood Lake, Raquel Cervantes, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Raquel, quick question. The good news, it sounds like nobody was injured in this fire, but give us an idea, if you can, to the size of the scope of this thing. It looks massive on TV.
That's right, it's pretty big, and over to my right we have some orchards, citrus orchards, but the fire chief tells us that none of those oranges or citrus were damaged. Again, no one else was injured.